Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zug Mikhail, Lebanon. This is game day 2 of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. It's the Asian qualifiers, the Group C game between Iraq and Iran. And these two teams meeting for the second time in this window. Iran winning the first meeting, and you can also see that Jordan have won their game in this group. So the standings as we come into today, Iran and Jordan up at the top, and Syria and Iraq bringing up the rear. Well, in the head-to-head matchups over the course of time, it's a 3-1 lead for Iran in their meetings with Iraq in international competition, including the game that was just played. So not that many times have they met, but after winning the first one, Iran back in the WABA back in 2017, the WABA Men's Championship, West Asian Basketball Association Championship, Iraq stunned Iran in the first round of the Asian qualifiers for the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, 74-66. But then Iran showed up ready for the next meeting and won that one 83-53 before their more recent meeting just a few days ago that was won by Iran. So I think we've seen this Iranian national team kind of turn the page. Arslan Kazemi still with them, the real signature player from their golden age or their golden generation. Soterios Manolopoulos, the Greek coach, led Iran to third place at the FIBA Asia Cup this summer in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and really has a talented team moving in the right direction. For Iraq, they certainly play well at times, but sometimes they struggle to get out of their own way, if you know what I mean. In other words, they're their own worst enemy. If they can cut down on their turnovers, make the smart plays, make some shots, stick with it for 40 minutes, who knows? Maybe they can stay within striking distance and spring a surprise at the end. But it is a 40-minute game, and they have to play much better than what they showed in the opener, and really have to decide how they want to attack this Iran team that is just multifaceted, both on offense and defense, especially with their ball movement. They've got great continuity with the young guys that have been coming in. Also, Benem Yekchali's back, having missed the FIBA Asia Cup. He makes a big difference for this team, but they are without their young star, Amini. But anyway, right now, the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay on your feet for Iraq national anthem.
Okay, Coach Track goes to shake the hands of his adversary. American Track shakes the hands of Manilopoulos. And all the other coaches and the players. So again, we are playing at the neutral site and outside of Beirut. Zug Mikhail. Also, Lebanon will be in action here later today against Qatar. Rabah Nujaim, the crew chief from Lebanon. Taha El Hashedi from Yemen, and Paul Skayem also from Lebanon. So the two Lebanese referees in the center and the right. And two very experienced referees at that. Two of the very good ones. In fact, all three are good. And we will get a look at the starting fives. You know, you look at this Iran national team, and you remember, you know, you turn the clock back to the FIBA Asia Cup here in this very arena in 2017 when they were really just outstanding. Made it to the final. Hamed Haddadi was MVP of the tournament. Samad Nick Bahrami. All those guys just put in a great performance. They came up short against Australia, but it must bring back good memories to come into this arena for them. Benamyak Chali, Arslan Kazemi, Matan Agjanapur, Hassan Ali Akbari, and Sayed Mahdi Jafari in the starting five, with Sina Bahedi probably the most noticeable absence from the starting five. But without question, I mean, I think probably a lot of people say their most exciting player right now. And there is Coach Soterios Alex Manilopoulos. And we really enjoyed getting to watch him and hear from him at the FIBA Asia Cup this past summer. He's doing good work with Iran. Ihab Al-Zuhairi, Abdullah Haider, Ali Brahimi, Abbas Aknawai, Mohammed Amin, Abdul Qadir, and Raymond Galloway, the starting five. Hamoudi coming off the bench, a whole cast of veterans coming off the bench. Some good talent. Ali Ismail for Iraq. But again, it's all about them. You know, first of all, they got to play with their heads. They got to play smart and try to, you know, focus on their strengths, but also try to take away Iran's strengths, of which there are many. But a lot of that comes down to now the fact that they've played them. They should have a much better idea of how they want to go up against them for this game. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments, if there are adjustments, to be made. But on the evidence that we watched the other day, and even with Iran being prohibitive favorites against this Iraq team, you'd have to say that Iran looked pretty good bets to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup from Asia. You will have teams advancing to the second round, 3 teams from each group, and then you've got the top 3 teams from each group and the best 4th place team, along with Qatar, that will make it to the World Cup. There's Mazen Trak, the head coach. And we're just a minute away from the opening tip. No Mohammed Amini for Iran. Remember, he's one of the more exciting talents from this summer of international basketball. He got actually hurt while he was playing, but before that he got hurt while he was playing at the FIBA Asia Cup, but still revealed himself to be one of the great talents in this Iran national team program. And it's great to see Kazemi, who in my opinion was All-Star 5 caliber at the FIBA Asia Cup. He was just terrific. But when you finish 3rd, you're probably fortunate to get, or you're going to get one player on the All-Star 5, and it was Sina Bahedi. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are underway. Iran in the red, attacking the basket to the left on your screen. Step back three, and already Agjampor, just as he did in the first meeting, knocks down an early three. Agjampor, a player that you have to keep an eye on. Ali Ibrahimi gets inside and scores, and for my money, the best young talent in this Iraq team. Benim Yakchali gets in, finishes. What a difference it makes to have him back. Of course, he's still playing in Germany, playing with Trier. Was with Centenix last season. And at 30 years of age, just continually reminds everybody of his just ability to ball. I mean, he can score with the best of them. Puts it up and in. Now he really has that experience that he brings to the forward and is more of a leader. Now, whether that's a vocal leader or a leader by example, whatever, he is a leader. Three-point shot from Galloway. There's a foul in the backcourt. Well, it really seemed, speaking of Galloway, that there were great moments for him the other day and some really bad moments. So if he can iron out the bad moments, that'll make a huge difference for this Iraq team. Three-point shot, no good. Agjampor keeps it alive. Abdul Qadir trying to help out the team in the starting five today. Here he is again, Agjampor, and he just knows how to pour him in. We had that one game against Syria at the FIBA Asia Cup where he hit 6 of 9 from deep, and he was also 6 of 12 against Guam. He was 4 of 9 against New Zealand in the third place game, so he could be on his way to one of those games. Ali Ibrahimi misses everything. Ball goes over to Iran. They're going to pick him up full court. Well, it's hard not to always remember the greatness of Iran when you look at this team, even with most of the players now gone. And even before Kazemi is when it started back in 2007 when they won the FIBA Asia Cup. And they won in 2009. Of course, they made it to the Olympics in 2008 because of that win. Won in 2013. Nice easy run from Jafari. He had a very quiet day the other day, but again, there's a few players in this Iran team that can pop up and really hurt you, and he's one of them. There's Galloway. Guarded by Kazemi. Oh, gets past him. Goes to the left hand and scores. Well, if he's going to do that all game, more power to him. I'm not sure he'll be able to, but he certainly looked good on that occasion. Yakchali. Zahiri with the rebound. Iraq trying to claw their way back. Zahiri left open. Takes the shot and makes it. Coach Track trying to get some energy on defense to get his guys to come out, extend. Don't give Iran so much space to be comfortable with their passing game and the cuts. Ball goes out of bounds. So a chance to tie it or take the lead if they knock down a three. Nice pass down low. Ali Brahimi passes back outside. Al-Zahari left wide open. He needs to take that shot with confidence like this man, Agjampor, but he misses. Heat check for Agjampor. Charlie reaching in from behind, knocking it away. Galloway again. Might find it a little bit harder. No, Jafari with the foul. Boy, Al-Zahari really battling away with the big fella. And the lob to Ali Brahimi. Good play by Iraq. Al-Zahari says, here you go, fella, big man. And Ali Brahimi is a player to keep an eye on. He is a talent. Yakchali passes it back outside. Jafari gets in. Agjampor, Mr. three-point shooter, misses for the second time in a row, but there is Arslan Kazemi doing Arslan Kazemi things, i.e. the dirty work, offensive rebound, putback. He's the heart and soul of this Iran team. Galloway from deep. Agjampor missed a couple. Gives it back to Yakchali. Benim Yakchali, boy, about 1.5 meters behind the arc. A long three. That's a win. They don't call the foul on Jafari, but then they do on Agjampor. Yeah, it was on Agjampor. I thought Jafari got away with one there. Thought he was trying to foul to stop the break. Abdul Kader, his pass intercepted by Ali Akbari. What you can't do is turn it over against Iran because they will be quickly on the counter. Yakchali bounce pass. Kazemi back outside to Jafari, 7 on the shot clock. Jafari sits back. He says, I can play as well. Gets it to the corner. And Kazemi missing. And then the foul. So Jafari picks up his second foul. And so far so good for Iraq. Timeout on the court. Let's go down to the bench and try to listen in to Coach Trek.
Abdullah there, Abdullah here. I want Abbas here. Eop, you're out of the way here. And my third guy there. And watch. Set the screen here for Abdullah. Abdullah, come. Get the ball into Abdullah. Abdullah, hand it back to Gallo. And Gallo, you're fucking going, all right? Everybody see that? Yes, everybody see that. Set the screen for Abdullah.
So good play by Iraq here in the first quarter against Iran. trying to bounce back from that defeat and the first meeting in this window. Galloway has a chance to go all the way. And reaches in, and terrific hustle by Galloway. 3. And then Al-Zahir not able to get the rebound. And that foul on Abbas Al-Karnawi. So Benim Yakchali will go to the line. Benim textbook Yakchali at the line makes the first. And makes the second as well. So Iran go back up by 4. Abdul Qadir gets the pass. A nice shot by Al-Karnawi. When they want to, they can play. Shecky in the game now, handling the basketball. Gets it to Kazemi. Ajapur back to Yakchali. Good defense by Syria. By Iraq. And traveling is the call. Basketball goes back over to the Iraqis. So Armin Zanganeh checks into the game, and this was a key substitution in the first meeting. Shot it very well, Zanganeh. And nice stroke from the big. Al-Zahir is probably more his range than the three-pointer. He has hit a 3, but I think they'd rather see him a little bit closer to the basket like that. All knotted at 15. 7.5 minutes into the game. Shaky, doing a little bit of shaky and bakey. Passes it back outside to the wing. And Zanganeh knocks it down. Ali Brahimi takes it, goes strong, takes it right at Zanganeh. Has the advantage of athleticism. Oh, nice from behind. Abdul Qadir takes it on the break. No look pass back to Ali Brahimi. Are you kidding me on the break? Terrific sequence for Iraq. Quite possibly the best of these Asian qualifiers. Showing that they do indeed understand the principle of fast break. Ali Brahimi is just taking off, folks. And this is excellent work from the point guard, getting it to the middle, taking it right down the court and sizing up his options. Iraq in the lead.
All we have to do is do a better job. One step. Now, if it's too high, just go under the first one. Just close. Okay. But the problem is, listen guys. They're on the baseline. We don't go to the short run. They dunk the ball. We don't go to the short run. They shoot. So they do everything. We give them one option only. But if we play so, and each other, they cannot shoot from
Well, they played once. Iraq had a lot of tape to review. They've made adjustments. And now it's time for the in-game adjustments for Iran. And you could hear Manilopoulos dissecting what Iraq was doing, causing problems with something on the baseline. So let's see if they have a little bit more success now. Iraq leading by 1. Shot clock about to expire. Akjanpour, this is his 3rd 3 in a row. And Abdul Qadir perhaps fortunate not to be called for a foul there. Oh my gosh. Well, actually from that angle, it didn't look like he made that much contact, but from the other angle it did. Chali misses. A little bit of a cold spell now for Iran. Shaky. One of these players like Jafari that is flying under the radar, and then they, right when you think you've got something good going, they pop up and make a play. Galloway, nice pass. Al Zahiri, and he pulls on the rim for emphasis. Galloway has almost played flawless basketball in this first quarter. Zaganeh showing some handles, goes behind the back, and nice steal. Tried to do a little bit too much. Ali Brahimi injured, and hopefully his knee is okay. Ooh. Let's hope this is not bad. He's hurt. He's holding his knee immediately. We're talking about one of the brightest young talents in Asian basketball, and he's just gone down holding his knee. They will remove him, check him out, and we can only hope for the best for the young man. This is never a good sight to see something like this. It wasn't apparent when it happened, but you never know. I mean, could be a serious injury. I think you can hear him crying out in pain. It's pretty difficult to watch, to be honest. This kid already this quarter, we were talking about how he is one of the top young players in all of Asia, especially, you know, his savvy, his athleticism, his smarts. And if he's going to play this game for a long time, which I'm sure he will, he's going to have to deal with, you know, some injuries. You just hope that you can avoid it for as long as possible, but there aren't many players that don't get hurt at some point or another, and we just really hope that he's okay. And he immediately grabs for his knee. Shaky going for the steal. Cuts in front of him. And he's not trying to hurt him, that's for sure. He's just trying to make a clean play on the ball. But that said, it is, you know, a little, perhaps you could argue it's a little dangerous going for a steal like that. When the guy's in stride, he gets the ball, so I don't think there's going to be even, I don't think there'll be an unsportsmanlike called. I think it's just bad luck. Be awfully surprised if they called it an unsportsmanlike. Well, they have called the unsportsmanlike. So 2 free throws. And they're going to take their time to try to get him off the court. I mean, your hope is that it's not torn. I guess really we shouldn't speculate. But it's clearly he's got ice on it, and they're going to try to get him off the court. Shaky trying to explain he was going for the steal, I think, and that he got ball, but I think the referees have just decided that it was a dangerous play. So they've got him on the stretcher now, and they're going to pick him up so they can continue the game. It's just really unfortunate, and our thoughts are with the young man and everybody with that Iraq program, because he is without a doubt their rising star. Just 22 years of age, 2.05 meters in height, 6 feet 8 inches. Been playing since the pre-qualifiers for the FIBA Asia Cup 2025. And it was at the FIBA Asia Cup where Ali Brahimi averaged 9.7 points, 5.3 rebounds. So as he leaves, again, just an awful situation. You never want to see anything like this. And hopefully, they're going to examine him and determine what the issue is and get him back as soon as they can, back on the road to recovery. Meanwhile, we're going to have the unsportsmanlike fouls taken by Captain Ali Ismail here late in the first quarter. The game is tied. So it'll be 2 free throws and possession for Iraq. He makes both. I do think I don't think anybody should harbor any ill will against Shaky, because he did get in there and he got the basketball, and injuries are part of the game, unfortunately. So going to pick up live play again. Iraq, Ismail's made both free throws, and both teams will try to put this disappointing sequence behind them. Hopefully. Here's the pass and the good block from Zankane. That was Zahari. Not expecting that. And Wadir puts it back, and Ali Ismail gets out on the break. Great play by Abdul Kader, and good running of the floor, and it's their biggest lead of the game now. And right at the end, the three-point shot hoisted. And missed by Iran. By Peter Grigorian, and it's 25-21, Iraq on top of Iran at the end of one. Well, just tip your hat to Iraq, putting that brutal defeat behind them the other day, coming out and just really playing their best quarter of basketball so far in these Asian qualifiers. Akhnapur got it going early here as we look back at the highlights from the first quarter. And then Mr. Jafari introduced himself with an around and down layup. And then it was Galloway turning this into a dazzling display of dribbling and shooting skill. And there he is, Ali Brahimi, again with a couple of dunks. That was one of them, and that was a great play as well. Coming in off the bench, Al-Karnawi. And then Al-Zahiri's shown some nice touch, some great determination. Shaky coming in, zipping the pass out to Zangane, who again is just such a weapon. I think Abdul Kader arguably has been the most important player for this team today. I mean, he's really shown up in this first quarter and had some really good work. So scan in the QR code to get Courtside 1891, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Turnover for Iraq, and that's the type of turnover that you don't want to make. Al-Kafaji's checked into the game and immediately turns it over. And you can see the coach, but look at that. Abdul Kader really harassing out there on the perimeter. He's the one that's wreaking havoc. Grigorian over to Shaky. Shot clock about to expire. Shaky gets it up. Misses. Iran looking a little bit out of sync right now, but a lot of that has to do with Iraq because they're playing good D. Trying to get to the baseline. Galloway gets up a difficult shot and trying to do too much that time. One thing if you get into the basket, it's another thing if you're taking a tough fadeaway. Teammates out there working hard. You got to get him the basketball. Al-Kafaji. Here's Grigorian, steps in, and well, looked good when it left his hands, but it was well short. Oh, Abdul Kader just turning this gym into his own little playground. There he is coming around. Iran quickly back up the floor. Shaky passes to Zangane. Look at him pass that basketball around. It's something to envy. Red Auerbach would certainly like it. Zangane. Agjampor from the corner. Kazemi, nice box out. Zangane, or Shaky, steps into the three-pointer and makes. Galloway. Oh, Galloway lost it for his first mistake of the game. Well, second mistake after that bad shot. Oh, that's a travel. Naveed Rezafar is going to come into the game. Agjampor is going to sit down. And again, this type of turnover is inexplicable. And unfortunately with Iraq, we see really 10 minutes of fantastic basketball, and then inexplicably they come back out for the second quarter, take bad shots, a couple of turnovers. That one there is just inexplicable.
You got a boss. Now, let us listen, okay? Let us listen right now. Okay? We've had 3 possessions, a turnover, and 2 bad shots. Okay? We got to get back to playing like we did in that first quarter. You got to move. Move. Everybody understand? All right? I'm not writing anything down here. Okay? We know how to run horns. We know how to run open. Everybody got that? Defensively, how do we not know who's got 6? We give him a wide open 3. Let's go. One, two, three.
Abdul Qadir out there really barking orders. You can see he's a field general. He's the vocal leader today. Kazemi gets it at the line. Reza Far back to Shaky. Reza Far down the baseline. His pass intercepted by Ali Ismail. And Sangane held his ground and got the block. Reza Far to Shaky. And Shaky is the center of attention for this Iran team for his play, and also the unfortunate injury for Ali Brahimi. Unsportsmanlike foul. Missing it from deep. That was Barushki. Reza Far. Yakchali hands it off to Shaky again. Down on the baseline. Shot clock about to expire. Well. Well, that guy's been excellent today. Kudos to him. He's come out to play today. And now the onus is on this man, Zinar Al-Yusuf. Make sure that the level continues to be high. Al-Zahiri drives in, banks in. That was a powerful move. Look at him. Show us the guns. Zangane, beautiful bounce pass. Gregorian tries to get it back outside. Kazemi, loses it. And then bats it out of bounds. And again, Iran, not quite as flawless today, but a lot of that is because the Iraqis are putting them under pressure. And I know without a doubt, Coach Track, after that first game, has learned a lot about the opposition. Has made some good adjustments to his team. So Agjampur are going to come back into the game. And Kazemi's going to sit down. Oh, nice spin. Nice handoff to Al-Zahiri. And driving in, and somehow he gets the ball back. But I think he kicks it, and it's going to go back over to Iran. So Ali Yusuf doing a good job. Agjampur, after his first two makes from deep, he hasn't made one. Galloway gets it to go, and it's a rack back in front. Whistle blows in the foul. Well, that was a nice take by Rezafar. Just didn't make the shot. Now Galloway A chance for Iraq. Sometimes when your teammate goes down, as Ali Brahimi did, it does lead you to raise the level. But the thing is, they had to kind of endure a drop in play. But they've rediscovered their touch here in this second quarter since the timeout. See the Al-Zahari talking to his team, how they want to move to get open. So this is definitely a team that's trying. That's what I like about it. They've taken their licks the other day, and the credit goes to the coach and the veterans in this team that said we're not going to tolerate how bad we were the other day. We're going to learn from it and move on. That's a good sign for Iraq. Shaky takes a seat. Now, it's not to say that Iran will not go on and blow this thing open at some point, but still with Iraq, the early evidence just shows that they have gotten better. Gregorian from deep, that's more like it for the young man. Back to a 1-point lead. But then Galloway says, not so fast. Iran, take this. He's got 11 points, Galloway. Gregorian from the other side. Talking about young stars. Oh, ball knocked away from Al-Zahari. Has to get it back to his guard. Al-Yusuf goes down and slips and turns it over. Peter Gregorian, just 23 years of age. Well, don't be too hard on yourself, young man. These things happen. You had a couple of good plays, but they need Abdul Qadir in this game as long as possible. Rezavar drives in and puts Iran back in front. Gregorian was in that Iran team that played at the World Cup in 2023. And here's the pass. Great catch and great bucket from Al-Zahari. Showing some strength today in that low post. Oh, Jafari drives in and earns a trip to the line. Barushki with the foul. Oh, Jafari with the free throw miss. And makes the second, 36-35 in favor of Iran. Galloway, can he put his team back in front again? Gets it to the corner. Al-Zahari doesn't settle. Look at him go. He drives in, but Zanganeh once again proves stout in the low post on defense, even against the bigger Ahab Al-Zahari. Zanganeh is going to go out. And Al-Zahari gets it up in time, but it doesn't drop. Here's Gregorian. Goes to the right hand. Look at how Zahari handle it. Oh, where are you going with it? Galloway. Between the legs. The spin. The pass. The handoff. But the missed shot from Ali Ismail is probably the easiest part of that play. He should have knocked that one down. 1:35 remaining in this first half. It's a thriller. And Zouk Mikael. Oh, and Ekchale called, earning a trip to the line. The foul on Baruski. You've got to be careful. You can't. You have to avoid the contact. You gotta understand that the shooter is looking for you to hit him so he can get to the free throw line, which is where he's headed. So you can't make contact. You can't take away his landing space. You don't want to give the referee something to think about. Should I call that a foul? Sure enough, here's Ekchale, steps up to the stripe and makes the first of 3 free throws. Right here again. Yeah, he took away his landing space. Ekchale's just too smart as well. I'm pretty sure he would have known this was going to be a possibility. All 3 free throws made by Benim Ekchale, the Trier star in the Easy Credit Basketball Bundesliga. And let's see how Iraq, if they're able to put that behind them. And Ali Ismail fouled, and that's a mistake by Iran to foul the jump shooter. It's only 2, but it's on Rezafar. And now Ali Ismail will go to the line. Steps up and misses. Well, Iraq do not have to play perfect basketball to win this game, but they can only afford so many free throw misses, only afford to commit so many turnovers, to miss so many layups. You know, the margin for them is not that big. They got to really capitalize on their opportunities. So Manilopoulos calls a timeout to set the stage here for Iran over the last minute and 10 seconds. And we'll go down and listen to the Greek head coach.
How many fouls you have? Spent foul. How many fouls you have? Just spent 1 foul. Smart fouls. Okay. First. Now, what they try to do, okay, 4 corners works. They try to keep it 2 on 2, so they don't hit. So the drives we have against the big guys good. We need good roll. But this is not the only solution. I want to play 2 line for Beckner. 2 line, you are the 4. You set the screen for him for Beckner.
I certainly don't get the sense that Manilopoulos is panicking or stressed. I think he fully expects his team to go and win this game. And he wants to see some execution down the stretch. But again, this is definitely a game that Iraq can win if they really apply themselves for the rest of this game. They've got a chance. 39-36. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Here's Ekchale. Just made 3 free throws. Now he puts it up from deep. That was long. And not able to get the rebound, so another chance for Iran, and they will go to the line. That's Jafari. And unfortunately, those are the little things, you know, you got to get those defensive rebounds. Because Charlie's not going to miss all of his threes, and when he does, you got to be ready to snatch it. Snatch that ball. Now Jafari steps up to the stripe. Might have been fortunate to get to the free throw line, and he breaks the free throw. Jafari makes one of two. Remember, Ali Brahimi out of the game with a knee injury, it appears. So, top young talent in this Iraq team lost. Beautiful play by Ali Ismail, the captain, catching, spinning, turning, scoring in the lane. Jafari, nice drive and getting it to Gregorian. That time, Iran just blew past Iraq. So 4 points, the difference. Iraq want to score here right at the end. They don't want to give Iran a chance to score. There's a foul. Well, they talked about using up their fouls in the timeout, so that comes as no surprise. But look at this. All credit to that man, Jafari, just getting it up the floor. And Gregorian coming in from the corner. Gregorian's impressed. Final 10 seconds. Trying to deny the basketball to Galloway. So Ali Ismail gets it. Oh! And no foul called. Now Iran have it, and they put it up from midcourt. Oh, it almost made it. And that is it. And you can see the track felt like the whistle should have blown when Ali Ismail drove in there right at the end. There was definitely contact, but it was not, you know, the referees felt like it wasn't a foul. So 15 to 23 for Iraq inside the arc. That's much improved the other day, but look at the difference in three-point shooting. 7 more threes have been made by Iran. Iran with a substantial advantage rebounding wise. And Galloway has a game high 11 points. Shaky has 9. Gregorian and Yakchali each with 8 for Iran. So the second quarter best plays, plenty of them. For Iraq as well. Powerhouse move by Al-Zuhairi, celebrated by the look how big my muscle is. And then you've got Galloway, who's been pretty steady for the most part. I'd give him a 7.5, 8 out of 10. And then you get the jump shot from the young man, Gregorian, who's been a real asset for this Iran team. A couple of times hitting threes right in a row. And Jafari getting it to Reza Far, the veteran, scoring on the drive. But Galloway doing a great job of getting it to the big. Al-Zuhairi has been the man for the occasion. And what I like about Al-Zuhairi is he is getting it with both hands strong. You're not taking that ball away from him. And then this was a terrific take by Ali Ismail. But then Jafari using his speed and then finding Gregorian coming in from the corner. And Iran go to halftime leading by several points.
Get this body size. Oh my goodness sakes, that's a throwdown.
Goes in for the dunk.
Good night. Too big, too strong, and just too good.
Bogdanovic
It's all one big basketball family, folks.
Winning time. Both teams over the limit. You have got to be kidding me! Here he goes again. Oh, no look pass. Straight into the hands of Ramos. And Philippines starting to show their quality, starting to impose their class on the game.
Here's Ha, take it down low and goes up for the two-handed jam.
Casey Tominaga's got Watanabe. There's the alley-oop and Ayasu Minasai. Watanabe Airlines, baby. What a dime. Well, you knew it was coming. Gilbeck. Oh, my goodness. Gilbeck down the middle. What a play. Well, big man just received the rock. And in the end, the Formosa's Dreamers just went in with a two-handed rim rocker.
Here's Lee, and oh, great hustle down the court, and the block by China. A little bit of a misread. That was really Fion's fault. Oh, great recovery and the block by Lee Won-Sok.
Chang goes baseline, reverse layup, counted. Taoyuan Pai and Pilots have one. What a move! Incredible.
Baseline pass. Oh, what a block by Galloway. Bodies everywhere.
Over 3 minutes. Oh, what a behind-the-back play. Kawamata. Oh, baby! Oh, Majide. The magic by Togashi. Finding Koya Kawamata. Incredible. Well, Nanji Deska. Nagasaki Velka gets the M1. Well, sublime prime-time dive. And arigato Tomodachi. Japan can have one final shot. There it is. It's up. Oh, Sugoi. Oh, Majide Baba Boom. Are you kidding me? Well, doesn't that give you memories of 2019? Japan has done this before. That is very similar to Rusei Shinoyama against Qatar in 2019 in the World Cup qualifiers.
How many times are we going to see this?
Baseline. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
I'll go tax the closeout. Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Well, Shaky is the leading scorer. Mobin Shaky with 9 points for Iran. 3 of 4 from three-point range. Some big shots from him today. And Galloway is leading the way for Iraq. 11 points. Hit a 3. 4 of 7 from the floor overall. (42-38), Iran on top of Iraq at halftime here in the Asian qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. That's going to be played in Qatar. And you can see there at the free throw line, the veteran center, Al-Kafai, who hasn't played hardly at all. He started the second quarter and turned it over, and seems to be the one player who's a little bit out of kilter today. And I don't know if he's not feeling well or whatever, but overall Iraq have done themselves proud in this first half. Now there's one thing to do yourself proud in over 20 minutes and another thing over the full 40, and we'll see if they can sustain the effort and threaten Iran. Odin Shaky, 3 of 4. Point guard, one of the valuable members of this team, had a really good FIBA Asia Cup. And I think when we reflect back on the FIBA Asia Cup, and I'll tell you this, it was a fantastic tournament in Jeddah. I thought it was one of the best FIBA Asia Cups that I've ever seen, certainly of the three that I've been to. Also the one that was here was terrific, and the one in Indonesia. But this summer just felt like it even went to a different level. Saudi Arabia did a great job of organizing that event. And both of these teams were there. In Iran, you know, they've got the big reputation from the past, but Iran is a different team than what we're accustomed to seeing over Hamed Haddadi when they won, you know, when they got to the final here in Zouk Mikhail in 2017. Yet they have a great unit, and Sina Behede's not even played today, which illustrates just how much talent they do have, and that's probably one reason why Iraq have been as close as they have, because Behede, probably their best all-round player offensively, and you can see that when he left the court, he had his leg like wrapped up or whatever. So they're not calling on the exquisite talents of Sina Behede. Maybe they will, nor are they of that man as well. The big, it's Monji, excuse me, Salar Monji. So he's sitting out today and watching proceedings. And I'm trying to see if that's in the hoodie, if that is Behede. Anyway, we've got scanning the QR code to get the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app in your smartphone. You can always go to FIBA.basketball to check out all the information. But by having the app in your phone, it means you can be anywhere and check out the info and the latest that's happening in all the qualifiers from Asia to Africa to the Americas to Europe. Second half is underway here in Zouk Mikhail in Lebanon between Iran and Iraq, and it's Jafari that comes right out and starts with a layup for Iran. So that is not a good harbinger of things to come for this Iraq team, to give away an easy one. And now a turnover as well by Al-Karnawi. So Track has to be concerned. And now a wide open three for arguably the best three-point shooter in the team. So Iraq have had such a poor start here in the first 45 seconds that Track would not be surprising if he called a timeout. Ali Ismail short. But Abbas Al-Karnawi, number 31. One thing you can't do is turn it over. Okay, that's number one. And moving screen on Arslan Kazemi. Manilopoulos not liking that. Somebody's upset over at the other end. Well, he just set a screen. I mean, I don't think it was anything dirty about it, but again, Abdul Kader has had to go out of the game. We've already lost Ali Brahimi. And now the guy that was really, in my opinion, their most important player in the first half, Abdul Kader, is out of the game. I didn't see anything wrong with Kazemi's screen. I mean, call the foul, but certainly wasn't dirty. And Jafari with the foul out of the perimeter, trying to stick with Galloway. Iraq did such a great job in the first half being locked in, focused. They've got to make sure they're all zeroed in. Remember they called the timeout when they struggled a little bit and came out, really picked it back up. It's all about being mentally ready. The backdoor cut, and good job knocking it away. Jafari, who races up the floor once again, gets it out to Yakchali for three. And turnovers are toxic, folks, for this Iraq team. It was understandable. I mean, you know, the pass was there to be made, but it just wasn't made. It was a turnover. And Iraq struggling a little bit with injuries now. Don't have that much room for error against Iran.
Inbound the ball. Gallo here. Boom. Set the screen. Come back to get it. Boom. Get it to Rakan. Rakan, bring it up. Okay. Now listen. I want Rakan in horns here. Horns. Go off of Ehab roll.
Yes, sir.
If Ehab's open, get him a ball. If not, out here, back to Abdullah, and then DHO. Listen, DHO, and then Ali pop out.
Let's go.
Get the 9 and shit out of it. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know that Al-Masawi is hurt or something like that, but he hasn't played yet. And I'm just wondering if Coach Track is sending a message that maybe he wasn't entirely happy with his performance yesterday, and he says you can just watch tomorrow, and if you're going to play for this team, you got to play the right way. I don't know. I'm just reading between the lines, because otherwise he would have already been in the game. That is just complete guesswork from me, so it might be unfair. Anyway, here is Iraq, and in the game is Raycon Abdullah, number 11, because otherwise it would be Ali Al-Masawi. Galloway takes the three, no good. Al-Jahiri has the rebound. Might need to resist the temptation of putting it back up. He does. He gets it to Galloway. Now the skip pass. Abdullah tries to make the pass, and again, it's another turnover. Agjampur. The one thing about Agjampur's shooting has been way off since the start of this game. Here's Galloway goes down. Boy, players slipping and sliding. And Galloway, has he gotten back up? He seems to. He stayed down for a minute. Looks like he may have hurt his tailbone. Well, this game has descended into a little bit of Hamoudi's going to come in. Into kind of a circus type atmosphere with all of this. Look at that. Both teams struggling to stay on their feet. Galloway stays in the game. Just going to run it off. And Agjampur, again, another miss. Well, that's A-OK for Iraq if he keeps putting them up while he's off. I'm not sure that his coach is going to be too happy if he keeps jacking them up, especially early in the shot clock. Galloway, tough shot, doesn't drop. It's one of these quarters for Iraq. Nothing is working. They've yet to score in the first 3.5 minutes of the third quarter. Jafari drives in. Boy, he's really picked it up, hasn't he? Biggest lead of the game for Iran grows. And lucky to get it back are the Iraqis. Good job, Ali Akbari, getting the block. And you can see that Galloway still struggling. I think he underestimated the size and defense of Ali Akbari. Nice drive, great block again from Ali Akbari. Boy, players tumble down. Yakchali pulls up on the three, rattles out. Ali Akbari with the rebound. Well, I don't know what Manilopoulos told Ali Akbari, but if it was go out there and take over down low on defense, I wouldn't be surprised. Al-Kanari with the foul. Ooh. Be close to an unsportsmanlike there, pulling back on his arm. Watch this. He swung down the ball, but again, he needs to get a grip. You can't afford to make a foul like that. They might look at this. Yeah, they're going to look at it. I think that, okay, maybe not. Unfortunately, this is one of the quarters that Iraq have not been able to escape. Remember, no Sina Bahedi today so far for Iran. But they've still managed to build an 11-point lead here in the third quarter, having rolled to a big win in their first meeting. Good job, Hamoudi, almost getting the steal. But Kazemi gets it, and he released it too late. That is not going to count. Good defense by the team in green. Iraq need to get back on the attack. Galloway, guarded by Shaky. Turns into the paint, gets it up. Abjampur gets it over to Yakchali. Ali Akbari, back to Yakchali. Shaky, ooh. And Akjampur finally stops the rot. Takes it to 52-38. Iraq still without a point in the first 5.5 minutes of the second half. And the whistle blows. Galloway going to the line. Maybe fortunate to get to the line, but winning when you're struggling and you need a bucket, drive to the basket. It has been that type of quarter for Iraq. They just can't get anything to fall, not even the free throws. Akjampur had missed 11 threes in a row before he made that three at the other end. So that was the type of struggling that he was enduring. Iraq trying to put the pressure on. Akjampur gets another one. That's what happens when you make one, then all of a sudden you get the confidence back. Iran outscoring Iraq 12-1 in the second half. Great job, and they get it to Ali Akbari, and he's really been a factor, hasn't he? He's playing Haddadi-esque, excuse me. $17 points, the lead. Al-Zahari, and Ali Akbari is really kind of revealing himself to be potentially a real defensive presence. Look at this. He didn't need to lower his left arm, just keep it up. You're big enough, if you just keep your arms up, they're gonna have an awful difficult time. even so, I'm pretty sure Manolopoulos is happy to see him being aggressive. Abdallah goes out. Hassan Ali Akbari is 29 years of age. He's 2.18 meters in height, so that's 7 feet 1 inches. Plays for Tabiat in Iran. And he's been with this national team since the Asian qualifiers for the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. He did play at the World Cup. He played at the Asian Cup. But Manolopoulos, I have a feeling, is trying to get him to take it to a different level. Good job, Al-Zahari, making both free throws. Now he's going to sit down. Al-Kafai comes in. No. Back to a 15-point deficit. Now it's all about Iraq trying to get some turnovers and get some easy buckets. Meanwhile, looks like Al-Massawi has checked into the game for the first time. He has, so that's good news. He races up the floor. Galloway in and out, front and back of the rim, and just off a little. Nick Chally, they're not giving him any space. Good look, but they still get it to that man, the big boy, Ali Akbari, the 7-footer. And if his conditioning is right, look out. This guy can be a real force for this Iran team. Al-Massawi forcing one up, not what the team needs. 3-point shot from Yakchali. Hamoudi gets it to the corner. That's it. 3-point open. Knocks it down. Feet set for Farid Barushki. Goes back to a 14-point deficit. Al-Kafai trying to move around, going up. Al-Kafai is usually the biggest guy in the room, but not tonight. It's the man he's guarding, number 32. Look at that. Trying to push. Oh, and this time he loses it out of bounds. And I think he's going to sit down now. Zangane is going to come in and replace him. Kind of walks over. You know, if I'm his teammates after this game and everybody else, I'm like, hey man, just work, keep working, because you have got a chance to be special. You got to want it.
I need a good screen, give one angle. If he goes this way, you're gonna see and attack the ball here. It's a game of you two. Understand? You set a good screen, go either way. Team, yeah, go set.
Back to live action and very active. Look at this. Great response. Best play of the day for Al-Kafai. Don't want to give up a layup off the inbounds. And great job. Here comes Iraq. Oh, Ajampur with the foul. Well, that's the good news. It puts them on the line. And when a team is struggling, if they can get to the free throw line, that's exactly what the doctor orders. He makes both, and it's a 12-point game. Gregorian comes back into the game after an impressive first half. Here's Gregorian open, gets it to Yevchali. Well, they did a good job of getting in front of him in the second half, but they let him free that time. Hamoudi with the lob down low. Al-Kafai, nice patience. Nice job, Galloway knocking it away. Then he gets rid of it for the open layup. Good work by Iraq. And also the fact that we're getting a lift here from Baruski, who follows up his three with the layup. And this time it's Baruski with the foul. And another foul called. Third team foul. They got fouls to give here in the final seconds. They're chasing. Zanganeh for three. And they did a great job, Iraq. Now they've got a chance to go down and hit a shot to get it back to a single-digit deficit at the end of the quarter. It's been a rough quarter, but it would be a nice bit of momentum the way they would be able to finish if they could score here. Galloway has it, goes behind the back. Oh, and I guess was trying to get straight to the rim. Maybe in hindsight, shoot it. Anyway, 61-50, Iran lead Iraq, 10 minutes remaining. And again, the 9 more three-pointers for Iran. The big difference in this game, because Iraq have 7 more makes inside the arc. Well, the guard play has been pretty good for this Iran team today. Early on, it was shaky, and in this third quarter, it was Jafari who came out playing fast with a sense of urgency. Confidence level went up for his team, and they started to get some distance even without the services. So I've seen up a headache today, and it looked like the return of old for Iraq. Just one bad thing after another happening. Whether it was mistakes or not able to make shots, Agjampor ended in an 0 for 11 drought with that one. Shaky getting it into Agjampor there, but Iraq did rally and finally started to make some plays after Ali Akbari imposed himself a few times on both ends of the floor. And again, revealing himself to be at 29 a real player with a lot of potential, and especially when you consider that the traditional bigs take longer to develop. You know, he could have several good years ahead of him. This was a big shot from Barushki, and Iraq closing the gap. So, scanning the QR code to get courtside 1891 so you can watch live video streams, extended highlights, and keep up to date with everything in international basketball. Gregorian starts the fourth quarter. Running Galloway. Crazy shot, but there was his teammate, and Al-Kafai finally started to wake up at the end of the third quarter. He had that big block, had the layup, and now he's got another one. And it's back to a single-digit deficit. Al-Masawi called for the foul, Al-Masawi reaching around. Free throws for Kazemi. Nice follow through, Arslan. And he makes both. Akafai, nice pass. Hamoudi almost traveled, did a good job of keeping the ball up and getting the shot. Remember, no Ali Brahimi got injured late in the first quarter. And good patient passing play, Gregorian on the other end. Nice find by Arslan Kazemi. Galloway from downtown. Well, you bring the three-point shooting into the frame. If they start hitting threes, then it becomes a different story. Now it's back to an 8-point deficit for Iraq. Oh, no need to commit a foul. Al-Kafai out there. Gotta watch his hands. Gregorian from deep, and he is pure as silk, that man. What a shot. The veteran, Kafai. Kafai backs up. Rebounders get into position. Oh, no, the travel called. Great try from the big fella. Look at it. Yeah, yep. Took a couple of extra steps. Good call by the Lebanese Rujan. Chale. Gregorian again. Oh my. No such thing as a bad place for a great shooter in any team. He is really showing what he can bring to this team. Hamoudi, his shot. Don't know if it was blocked. Shaky, quickly up the floor. And Gregorian scores, the chance for a three-point play. He's taken over in this fourth quarter. The young man having his best spell of basketball in his Iran career. Showing the smarts, the savvy, the ability, the stroke. and fitting right in to Team Melli. Ten. 8 points for Gregorian. I thought he had more than that, to be honest. Let's have a look. No, I think he's got more than that. Yeah, he does have he's got 18 points. So he's now probably in pole position to be the MVP of the game. So the free throw good. It's a 16-point advantage for Iran. And Iraq, who had started to come back, now find an even steeper hill to climb because of that man right there. Gregorian with the foul. Kafai spins, turns, gets blocked. Great work, Zanganeh. Gonna turn around on the baseline, rims out. Gregorian gets it up. I mean, he's got some quality. The question is, how do you use that rotation once Behedi is back as well as Amini? But I'm sure that's a problem that Manilopoulos loves to have. Wow. And that was a great move by Al-Musawi, but he just did not even come close to concentrating on the finish. Just flicked it up there. Zanganeh. Pretty much, is there anything that Gregorian is not doing now to help his team? He gets the offensive rebound. Shaky from way downtown. This time Galloway has it. Off to the races for him. Well, that's, you could argue that's unsportsmanlike. You didn't see him playing the ball at all. Sorry, give and go. Oops, misses everything on the baseline. He's got some moves, just has a lot of work to do. Pass intercepted right into the hands of Iraq, and following down, and good work from Al-Kafai. Gotta love him. Look at this. Barushki throwing it up, or rather passing it to Abbas Al-Karnawi, who missed it. That's why you hustle down. Got to follow. Shaky. Jampur misses another one, and there is Zanganeh. He's got a chance now for three-point play. Great work. Getting his hands up, trying to keep the ball up. Remember at the Asia Cup, Zanganeh really got popped in the nose and had to fight through the pain barrier just to help Iran, but he did a wonderful job. Showed real mental strength to have to overcome that type of injury. And he hit some huge shots for his team. Well, you know, Yusuf drives in, the ball knocked out of his hands. 4.5 minutes remaining here in winning time. But I think a testament to the strength of this Iran team is that they've been able to come out and win without Vahedi today, without Manji, and obviously without Amini as well. So I think all's good right now for Manilopoulos. Oh, good try there by Al-Zahiri. Get it back down low to the big fella. Here he goes again. And I tell you what, Zanganeh, as good as he is shooting the basketball, his defense today, he has been like a wall. You could make a highlight reel package of his defense down low, denying people. Small guys and big guys. Look at Shaky just going right down the lane. Well, they kept it close for as long as they could, Iraq, but the quality is telling. Especially that man right there, the cream rising to the top. Gregorian having a huge game with 21 points. Leading the way, but it's been multiple characters. Shaky's been good. Haven't needed as much Yakchali today, even though he still has 14 points. Offensive foul. Yep. They called that foul on Al-Zahiri. Shaky crosses midcourt. And another foul, this one on Zinar Al-Yusuf. Well, I think Coach Track has ample opportunity now to go back and look at the game video and say, hey, look, guys, look at what we did. You see, yeah, it's on the end of the bench there's Vahedi not playing today. So look how well we played in the first half. You know, they led for much of the first half, and even look, you know, how they competed in the third quarter. I would say, you know, this is a good game for really through the first 3 quarters, and you got to be able to maintain that over the course of 40 minutes, obviously, but still, it's something they can build on. It's a much improved performance than what we saw in the first game between these two teams. Just don't even think about the score. I mean, you know just having watched both of them that this has been a much better performance. Al-Masawi needs to figure some things out though on his shooting, his decision making. Here's Rezafar from deep. Good job Galloway sneaking in to get the rebound. Free throws for Galloway. So timeout on the court as we approach the end of this game. Iran are going to win it. They're up substantially with 2:50 remaining, and Coach Track, no doubt, right now telling his guys, come on, let's do things the right way over the final 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's show that we're a better team than what we were the other day. Let's form these good habits now. I really like this appointment. I think he's got him locked in. He's got him excited. He's got, you know, they're working hard. And I think he has a better idea of what he has at his disposal now. So the longer this goes on, you would think Iraq will be getting better and better. Their next two games will be against Syria and Jordan on February 27th, and then March 2nd. You know, they've got every reason to believe they can beat Syria and even have a good game against Jordan. Why not? And then they would play Syria again and Jordan again. So I'm not sure that, even though they beat Iran in the qualifiers for the 2019 World Cup, you know, it's not surprising that Iran are going to beat them in 2 games. But if you try to take positives from it, I think there are positives for this Iraq team. And I think that that's what Coach Track is going to say. So we got to get back to work. We got to get a lot better, but we've had a little bit of improvement, and that's the most important thing. Oh, coming in the game and shooting and missing was Jalal Agamiri. Hidari picks up the foul. Now, he played a lot of minutes. He played more minutes at the Asia Cup than he has played in these games. But some of that might just be Manilopoulos looking at everything that he's got at his disposal, but also the fact that now you've got Gregorian in there. Good job at the line. Al-Zahiri. So Moda Shaky goes out. 19-point lead for Iran here as we hit the 2-minute mark in the game. Zafar gets down to the baseline. Now he's got it. Ooh. Just going to put up a little floater from the baseline. Jafari back in. Oh. Pretty good defense by Jafari. He's like, what did I do? Maybe he had a hand check there. So free throws for Zinar Al-Yusuf. It didn't seem like he was going to make it across midcourt there. Kind of like almost as if he dove. Ooh, Jafari this time, and he gives him some of it back. Yeah, and Coach Track is like, what is that? Why? Why have you committed that foul? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And I think if you say, I want to put him on the line so he misses free throws, that's not it. I mean, those are the types of plays that Iraq can't make, even if it's a 20-point game. Just get it out of your system. So he makes 1 out of 2. Good pass down low, Al-Zahiri, and chalk up the assist for Farid Baruski. Nice. Nice job by number 8.
16 points now for Al-Zahiri, along with his 6 points and 2 assists.
A minute to go. Good work by Baruski. And this is the type of player that you want to highlight, that even with the game over, he's making the right plays. So that tells me I can trust this guy. He's out there playing good defense. He's making the right pass at the, the previous possession. Well, it didn't help. You can see Mohammed Amin Abdul Kader sitting over there on the sidelines. He was outstanding in the first half for Iraq. And when he left this game after that little collision, it changed everything for them. Now, to be fair, he only had 4 assists, but he was running the show well. They're discussing a potential unsportsmanlike, I think. No, they're talking about whether or not it was out of bounds to who. Lebanon will be in action tonight against Qatar. That's going to be an exciting game. Those two teams have been playing some good games, including the first game in this window that Lebanon won by the skin of their teeth. Good job passing out to the wing. That's more like it for both of those guys. Al-Masawi doing a good job making himself available, being at the spot on the wing where he's supposed to be. And great job by Yusuf finding him. Jalal Agamiri going to the line. So, and further evidence of what I'm talking about is seeing Coach Trak over there applauding him for that play. So he's like, he's not looking at the score right now. He wants to see how his guys are playing, if they're doing the right things, even late in the game, because it's important. Needless foul committed by Jalal Agamiri. Al-Zahari going back to the line. He's got a chance to get up to 18 points if he makes these 2 free throws. Great work from Al-Kafaji today, or excuse me, from Ahab Al-Zuhari and Al-Kafaji, who's watching from the bench now. After a slow start to the game, he played better in the second half. Now Jafari gets it down. Gregorian, this time a little long. One last chance for Iraq. Excellent work once again. This time the shot didn't drop, but perfect. Exactly what those two guys are supposed to be doing. Much better. Coach Truck congratulates Coach Manilopoulos. He knows he's got a tough task, Coach Manilopoulos. So he recognizes that. It tells him good job, and Iran win for the second time over Iraq, 86-71. Well, they had 9 more threes dropped today, Iran. That was a huge one, but also just got to really appreciate, the rebounding, the playmaking, the passing of Iran, the way they move. Grigorian, player of the game for me. 21 points. Chali had 14. Shaky had 12. And unfortunately, Ali Brahimi got injured for Iraq, so we'll wait and see what that is. Meanwhile, let's look at the fourth quarter best plays. Al-Kafayid scoring there. And then Hamoudi keeping the ball up and scoring. But we saw a lot of that, number 10, just going to work. Didn't matter if he was shooting threes or catching passes while driving to the basket or cutting to the basket. I thought on balance today, Galloway did well today for his team, especially in the first half. There's Grigorian again. Grigorian popping it from up high. There's the entry pass and the finish for Grigorian. And you see Grigorian there as well. Just an all-around great game from number 10. Good hustle down from Al-Kafayid. Shaky with his bucket in the second half, and then a little baseline floater from Reza Far. Nice find down to Al-Zahari, who had 18 points. Galloway had a team high 19, and then Al-Musawi catching the pass from Ali Yusuf and burying the three-pointer. So all things considered, a much better game than the first one. Even with Sina Vahedi not able to play for Iran today, they win it 86-71 over Iraq. Much improved performance by Iraq.